ridiculous. Oh, Jesus. What's going on, guys? It's been a minute since we started a video back at my garage. We got the MR2, we have the Routacy and my hatch over here. We're starting in the garage because today we're gonna be focusing on fixing the Routacy. For those of you who don't remember, the last video we did on this thing, we took it to the track and we ran a 11.6 at about 130 miles an hour, I believe. And the first pass, we actually got a decent 60 foot on it, but then I missed a gear or something, and then the 11.6 pass, it actually had a really crappy 60 foot, so that pass could have been much better. And then the pass after that, we ended up breaking first gear in the transmission because it was wheel hopping like crazy. We tried to take some more air out of the tires to improve the 60 foot. That ended up hurting the car, broke the transmission, and we pulled it out, and it's been sitting ever since. And that transmission is right over here on my bench. For those of you who don't know or who may not remember, this is a Sains gear set that I got for my hatch a while back. As you can see, this is a straight cut gear set. It is still a synchro box. It doesn't have dog engagement like the new transmission I got for my hatch does, but the gears are pretty much just as strong as a dog box would be. But like I said, it doesn't have a true dog engagement. But as you can see, yeah, these are straight cut as compared to a stock one that has a helical gear, and they are much smaller. So this is a much beefier gear set, but the Minivan still managed to find a way to shred first gear. As you can see right here, we're missing a couple teeth there. And on the back side, we are missing a whole bunch of teeth right here. Then if you look back in here, this piece on the input shaft that connects to this first gear, that is completely smoothed out. All the teeth off of that are completely gone. Yeah, sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but that is completely shredded. All the teeth are over here in a little pile connected to the magnet right back in there. So this gear set is going to need a new first gear and a new input shaft. And that is what is gonna suck because they don't make this gear set anymore. I've actually been talking to a guy from Sains to try to get some parts for this. So I'm seeing what I can do to get this one together. But in the meantime, we're probably gonna have to fix the van with a stock transmission, and that's what we plan on doing, which we have one right here. And back on that input shaft for just 1 second, I pulled these out to show you guys what I mean. So on that Sains gear set and on any H, and I assume even like B series gear sets, first and second gear is part of the input shaft. So this one right here, this is second, and you can see that's one that broke, missing some teeth right there. Third, fourth, and fifth just slide onto here, but since second and first are actually part of the input shaft, if any of these break, you have to replace this whole piece right here. And then this one right here is reverse. So yeah, this is a broken one. And then this is a good one that I had laying in my shed. So I have these out because this transmission is the one that we had in the hatch when we took it to Texas right before I bought the dog box from Travis. So on, I want to say the second pass, I tried to do a burnout in second gear, and it just popped second gear and second was destroyed. We pulled this out and then threw the dog box in the hatch, and then this transmission has been sitting ever since. This is just a bone stock H transmission with an LSD in it. So I'm hoping that the ratios of this input shaft are the same as the ones that are in this transmission, because if they are, I will be able to just swap this input shaft into this tranny to fix second gear. I'll also have to find another second gear out of my shed that matches this gear because, you know, they come in a set. And then I can hopefully put this transmission back together. And if I have everything to do that, the plan is to get this one together, and then we're gonna throw this transmission back into the Routacy to get it back up and running again, because I hate coming home every day just looking at it sitting on jack stands. So I wanna try to see if we can get this thing together, or at least figure something out to get the Routacy back up and running. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, Emilio is on his way currently, but while he is on his way over, I'm gonna go ahead and pull all the bolts out of this transmission, get this thing apart, take a look at it and see if this input shaft I have here will work for us, and we'll go from there. All right guys, I got the case split apart on the transmission. At first glance, you can see a couple teeth missing right here on second gear. And if you look at the input shaft, all the teeth connected to the input shaft for second gear are completely gone. Not even one tooth left. Second gear has been officially yeeted. So we're gonna have to pull that apart and see if this input shaft here will work. Actually, that's the broken one. See if this input shaft will work. And if it does, we will be able to reassemble all these gears onto the new input shaft, and then I'm gonna have to dig in my shed, and hopefully I have another second gear for the counter shaft right here as well. This one actually might be the same gear ratio, this guy right here, so I need to count some teeth and see what we can do. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull all this apart. All right, so Emilio just got here and we've been counting the teeth on these counter shafts. So the one that we broke has 26 teeth on it, and then this one that I had in my shed actually only has 21 teeth. So the ratios are gonna be very different if we were gonna try to use this one. And so we were trying to think of what to do, and we remembered that we have another transmission in the shed. This one was from when SP Tuning came. We threw this one together, and for some reason third gear wouldn't go in. When we pulled it apart just now, everything seems perfectly fine on it. I could shift it into third manually, so not sure why it was having an issue, but it does have the same counter shaft, or input shaft I mean, as the one that came out of our broken transmission just now. So what we're gonna do is actually pull this one all apart, use this input shaft and put it together with all the gears that came out of this transmission, since for some reason this one may have an issue with third, not sure why, like I said, but just to avoid any issues, we're going to reuse all this stuff that came out of the transmission I just now pulled apart, and we're just gonna swap the input shaft, and then we're also going to take the second gear off of the counter shaft right here and swap that guy out with the second gear that broke on the transmission that we just pulled apart. So sorry if that's kind of confusing, but yeah, long story short, we're just replacing this piece and that gear, and everything else is gonna stay the same, only because I don't wanna put all these gears into that just because it had a third gear issue. But the way it's looking, if this one didn't have an issue with third, we could realistically just swap all that in there and we'd be good to go. But yeah, I don't know why third was acting up, so we're just gonna play it safe and only swap the parts that need to be swapped. So we're gonna go ahead and get to it and then try to get this transmission thrown back together. Out with the old, in with the new.
Is this in all the way? There it goes.
Oh, it's so messy, dude. Can't believe you put a hole in the side of it.
I hate you so much. Definitely Emilio that poked the hole in the side of it. Now it's everywhere.
Hey, you said put a hole in it, dude.
I meant clean out the front hole.
And it's coming out the front hole and the back hole now.
Coming out all the holes. They all feel good. All right, so another thing I forgot to mention about the van is when we broke first gear at the track, that was when I had the competition twin disc in it from the hatch, because we actually fried up our Clutch Masters twin disc when we were still having issues because VTEC wasn't working. That was a different track day. We fried the clutch, and while we had the twin disc from the hatch in the van, we sent the Clutch Masters twin disc back out to Clutch Masters, and they refreshened it up, and I'm pretty sure they put some stiffer springs in it as well to help cope with the weight of the van. So they went through it and redid the clutch and sent it back. So we do also have to get this unwrapped and get all the paper off the discs, and then we can get this put back together, get the flywheel on there and get the clutch on there, and then we can get the transmission stabbed on and just start putting it all back together, and hopefully we can get this thing back up and going, at least on a stock transmission for now, just so it can move under its own power. And then I plan on obviously getting that Sames box fixed, and once that's all figured out, we can throw that in, but that might not be for a long time. So I'm just doing this for now so we have a way to move it around. They resurfaced the flywheel and everything. Got that all cleaned back up. All right, we just got the transmission put back in. We got it jacked up, and we got this passenger side motor mount back on. We're gonna go ahead and start putting everything together. We didn't really film much of stabbing the transmission because we needed all hands on deck to do it. So we're just gonna go ahead and start getting it all thrown back together. Not gonna really film it. You guys have seen us do this several times. So we just gotta get the axles in, put the intake pipes back on, the exhaust, things like that. Get everything plugged in, and then we should be ready to go. All right, so we got everything put back together. We got a jump box on it right now since the battery was dead. We're gonna see if she'll fire up for us.
One headlight out.
The light has always been out. You look really close, you can see it inside the headlight. Like inside the housing, look.
It's all water.
No, yeah, see the bulb in there?
Oh, I do.
Like way over here.
Yeah. We didn't fix
Yeah, that fell out. So we're actually getting ready to take the Route C to a car meet just to go through this thing out. So hopefully everything's all good with it. Getting ready to make an hour-long drive in it right now. So how's all its fluids? We topped it off with oil, coolant, all that stuff. So
reverse works.
yep, clutch works good. So it's awesome. I guess we're just gonna send it and go on this hour-long drive real quick to a car meet. See how it does. Well, the Route C made it to the spot. Emilio brought Purple Rain. The transmission is shifting perfect. Pulls good. Route C's up and going again. We forgot to take the parachute off, but it's whatever.
Looks cool.
What up, Russ? Mr. No Call, No Show. You're supposed to come do our windowsills at the shop.
I have been calling. I don't know about this no call.
No call, no show.
I've been calling, nobody's answered. I got flat tires.
Oh, damn, it is flat, dude.
We're about to fill that up somewhere.
And the expression. The expression.
Whose ride is it?
It's mine.
Take a photo?
Yeah, go for it.
So is that deployed accidentally before? That would be a problem.
No, we have a safety pin.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm giving you a hard time.
Appreciate the privacy.
The man.
You don't think cops got Insta?
That's why I like him. He's awesome. One of our favorite police.
Okay, hold on. Oh, it's the bumper stickers that do it, man.
You want to see under the hood?
I don't know. Might
You'll
have
like
a little
it.
accident. Let's take a peek. I was trash talking to you before. He's like, come look at the back. And I look at the back, I'm like, what's he got, like a bike hitch with a cloth cover on it? Why do I, oh crap, that's a shoe. Open it, I'm not touching your stuff. That's ridiculous. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I pulled off the Eddie Murphy laugh. That's how ridiculous this is. Oh.
It'll definitely get your kids to school.
Oh, yeah. I get you to soccer practice before it starts. Well, don't die. If you do die, don't take anybody with you. Oh, he's got a parachute. I swear, I thought it was like a cloth cover on a bike rack. Like, why are you showing me a cloth cover? Oh, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
All right, well, they just called the next spot. It's a different direction from where I'm at, so we're just gonna head out from here. Didn't film too much, but the Routacy is up and running, which is awesome.
Hell yeah.
It's about time. So Amelia's gonna mop back in Purple Rain, and I'll probably do an outro once I get to my house.
See you tomorrow, bro.
See you tomorrow. Yeah, it's cold out here. Stay warm. All right, guys, I just got home in the Routacy. It's pretty late, really tired right now, but she drove great. The transmission's just perfectly, no issues with it at all. It was driving awesome, and I'm really glad to have this thing back up and running. It's been down for too long, and now when I come home, I don't have to see it sitting on jack stands. I can hop in it and go drive it whenever I need to. But yeah, we also need to figure out what we need to do to get that Sanes gearbox back together, because I would like to throw that one back in the van if we can get it fixed, because that is a much stronger gear set for this thing. And it's only a matter of time before I grenade the stock tranny that's in it now. I mean, you guys are more than welcome to give some guesses to how long you think it's gonna last, but we'll see. I'm probably gonna take it easy on it for a bit, but knowing me, who knows? If I see a car pull up next to me and they want to race my minivan, stuff happens. So I'm gonna go to bed, guys. Really glad we got it up and going, and guess that's it for tonight. As always, oh, and it was also really cool that we had that cop check this thing out. I did want to add that to the outro as well. That was really cool. He seemed to enjoy it a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much all that happened. Took it out, didn't film too much. But she is back up and going, guys. So as always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.